お任せを。
Who are the strongest executives of Rimuru Tempest? When it comes to bizarrely titled animes, that time I got reincarnated as a slime, or Tensura for short, ranks high. However, don't roll your eyes yet, because this show has been up and running for years now, and its nuttiness has attracted fans from all around the world. One of the most talked about topics regarding this anime is the story of the 12 executives of Rimuru Tempest, and which one is the strongest. They are those subordinates who have been awakened as the true demon lords, and have been endowed with the title of lord among them. 5 were given life before the Tenma War, and 7 were awakened after successfully shielding against the Eastern Empire. Now, with powers ranging from annihilating worlds to attaining godliness, it isn't easy to gauge the exact power of each demon lord, but don't worry, I narrowed down everything down for y'all. Here I'll be uncovering a very controversial subject. Which is the strongest executive of Rimuru Tempest? I know it seems a little heavy-handed task, but stay with me as I talk you through it all. Before we dive into our demon lords, make sure to give this video a quick thumbs up and tap that subscribe button and be the first to know every time I post something new. Coming up on number 12, we have Geld. The Rimuru Tempest Foundation's orc leader, who took over after Rimuru crushed his father. The orc disaster Geld in battle. He took his dearly departed father's name and many of his former abilities after being named by Rimuru. He is now one of Rimuru's most ferocious followers, especially in terms of brute strength. While he is not as talented as the other demon lords, specifically Benamaru, he is physically strong, as evidenced by his ability to dominate the other worlder Shogo Taguchi to the ground with his bare hands. His skill Rot can also sap opponents' strength and slowly rot their bodies from the inside out. On number 11, we have Giburu, the Dragon Lord. Giburu belonged to Rimuru's 5th group of monsters. Gelmund gave that name at first. After Gelmund died, his quote-unquote named condition became essentially non-existent, allowing Rimuru to rename Giburu as Giburu, transforming him into a dragon newt. Giburu became Rimuru's subsidiary after his father exiled him from his tribe. He started going out by growing herbs, which are used healing potions. He became at least an A-ranked demon after evolving into a dragon newt. He also formed his own team, Hiryu, the Tempest Aerial Force. At one point, his squad was regarded as Tempest's most potent force. He is an expert with the spear. He was strong enough to keep up with Pico, a formidable nemesis whose weapon of choice is also a spear. In battle, he wields the Vortex Spear. Next we have Adaman, the Gena Lord. Adaman previously worked for the demon lord Clayman. Adaman fought Shuna during the war between Rimuru and Clayman and was later crushed and cleaned by Shuna, releasing him from his curse. Later, Adaman became Rimuru's executive and worked for him. After receiving 100,000 from Rimuru, Adaman was given the title of Gena Lord and evolved into a demon lord. number 9, we have Ranga, the Star Lord. Ranga was one of the demons named by Rimuru in the second group. He only gave Ranga a name, but it affected the entire pack. Ranga was the Dire Wolf's chief's son, whom Rimuru had to assassinate. The remainder of the Dire Wolf clan bent in submission when Rimuru displayed his superior aura. Even though Rimuru's coupled each wolf with a hobgoblin, Ranga, on the other hand, chose to remain in Rimuru's shadow, absorbing his aura and causing genetic changes. When it comes to power, Ranga can summon other wolves while fighting. He can conjure wolves simply by shaking his tail, and Ranga is always presented in Rimuru's. Ranga's enemies have a difficult time tracking him down because he is skilled in the Shadow Step. On number 8, we have Kumara, the Chimeric Lord. Kumara, like Adaman, was a follower of Clayman. During the battle between the Demon Lord Clayman and the Rimuru Tempest Federation, she fought alongside Ranga. Rimuru cleansed herself of Clayman's curse. She later became a member of the Tempest village. After receiving 100,000 from Rimuru, Kumara was given the title of Chimeric Lord and developed into a Demon Lord. Next we have Shion, the Warlord. Shion's beauty is enough to take everyone's breath away. She is, however, one of the most influential executives of Rimuru. Shion is a badass. Even though most people thought she was only there for her beauty, Shion belonged to the Ogre clan. She, along with Benamaru and a few others, attempted to pit themselves against Rimuru. Rimuru, on the other hand, managed to incorporate them into his empire. Shion became disaster class powerful by consistently improving, which is quite an accomplishment. Shion's abilities are revealed by the thick black horn on her forehead. On the other hand, Shion is extremely popular due to those massive jugs that every anime fan adores. Shion's terrifying appearance faded as she evolved into a Kijin and she became more human-like. Initially, I assumed she'd be another flawed demon with no abilities, but in the midst of all the chaos, she really surprised everyone. On number 6, 5, and 4, we have the Demon Trio, Carrera, Testarossa, and Ultima. Diablo scouted them to serve as part of the freshly formed Black Corps under Rimuru. They were named after being summoned to Rimuru and then morphed into demon peers. Their abilities were thought to be even more potent than those of previous demon lords. Following the changes and developments of the 7 lords, the trio, Testarossa, Ultima, and Carrera, were deemed to evolve. Still, due to the lack of souls to awaken all 3 simultaneously, Rimuru did not evolve them, as being equal in power to begin with, emerging only 1 or 2 of them could cause a power imbalance amongst them. Testarossa was given the title Killer Lord, Ultima was known as the Pain Lord, and Carrera was the Menace Lord. Next, we have Ziggy, the Mist Lord. At first, Ziggy came off as an enormous beetle with features of both rhinoceroses and stag beetles when he first appeared. He gradually developed into a humanoid form that resembles a warrior, complete with a pitch black exoskeleton and noticeably golden joints. His brow is adorned with a red-tipped sword-like horn. the exoskeleton took the shape of Rimuru's choice. When Rimuru first met Ziggy, he was gravely wounded and on the verge of death after killing a blade tiger. Rimuru rescued him by granting him access to some of his cells. Along with Diablo and Benamaru, Ziggy is Rimuru's most vigorous executive.
わかったのだ。怖かった。
強くならねば。
On number 2, we have Benamaru, the Flame Lord. Benamaru was naturally chosen to be the first eligible to handle post-war rewards following the war against the Eastern Empire. The guy was astonished that his reward was being awakened as a true demon lord, but despite all that, he surrendered and prepared himself for his new abilities. Rimuru bestowed the title Flame Lord on him and forwarded 100,000 souls into his being via the Soul Corridor to begin the evolution. But sadly, nothing happened. There appeared to be another obligation. When one awakens as a true demon lord, the notion of lifespan becomes pointless and there is no need for procreation. Benamaru's evolution would not begin unless he bore kin to the ogre tribe on the verge of extinction. Hundreds of orcs are killed by Benamaru's fire attack during the great battle against the orc army. Later, in the counterattacks against the barrier outpost guarded by the Knights of the Western Holy Church, he murdered dozens of knights in a matter of seconds with his sword. He is deserving of his position as Rimuru's right-hand monster. He has the potential to become even more powerful. On number 1, we have Diablo, the Demon Lord. A demon primordial awakened by Rimuru after murdering 10,000 Falmouth soldiers, Diablo is easily Rimuru's most potent subordinate. While fans have only seen a small portion of Diablo's strength thus far, it is clear that he possesses both mighty magic and is lethal in close combat. Rimuru assigns Diablo to capture Raisin, the hidden mage, briefly after summoning Diablo and his greater demon servants. Raisin tries to elude capture, but Diablo nonchalantly counters every attack Raisin launches at him, including powerful spells, high-level ghosts, and lethal punches. The fight was brief but exhilarating, and viewers are already praying Diablo will have more opportunities to demonstrate his abilities as the series continues. So, which one of these lords do you think deserve their place on my list? Or, if you believe there's more to this, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, be sure to subscribe by leaving a comment saying I subscribed and I will respond to your comments personally. And while you're there, like this video and ring that bell icon to be notified about all my latest videos. I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, stay safe, anime fans.